We live Saturday, August 24th, 2024. We're going to get on here and talk for about an hour. Get on here and talk about politics, the state of the presidential race, and just get people's opinion about what they think about the presidential race right now and where they think is at. This is the Aaron L. Show. As you guys come into the show and into the channel, I appreciate it if you like and subscribe to the channel, comment down below. So the first thing we're going to talk about is we're going to piggyback off of what we was talking about earlier. And what we was talking about earlier is why Republican states are red and why Democratic states are blue. And then we're going to talk about what makes a state a swing state. Because if you notice that certain states that you live in throughout the United States are already dominated by a political party. So, states like California and Texas, which California is Democratic, Texas is Republican. And a majority of the states throughout the United States is like that. But then you have certain states throughout the United States that are swing states. And that's what I've been noticing, and that's what I want to talk about, is that if you live in California, you know that California is a Democratic state. So even if you vote for Donald Trump, the California is going to automatically go to the Democrats. But if you vote for Kamala Harris in Texas, Texas is going to automatically be a Republican state. So the delegates from that state is going to go to Donald Trump. And, no matter how many states you win throughout the presidential race, you have to get a certain amount of delegates before they actually say that you won the race. So I feel like that, given I'm in California, this is a Democratic state, I'm going to vote Trump, but I know Kamala Harris is going to get the delegates for California because California is a majority Democratic state. Trump is going to win Texas. Texas is majority a Republican state. But what I want to know is what states are going to be the swing states this year? Because as this campaign gets a lot closer, I think we're 72 or 73 days away. As this campaign gets a lot closer, we're going to notice. I mean, right now, if you notice, each candidate, they really not campaigning nowhere near each other. You will have Kamala Harris campaigning in California, and you will have Donald Trump campaigning in Florida. You would have Donald Trump in Arizona. Then you will have Kamala Harris in, North Carolina or something like that. The candidates are not really campaigning around each other right now. But as the race get a lot closer, given we are about 70-something days away, as the campaign gets a lot closer, you're going to start to notice that each candidate is going to start campaigning in the same state. Now, that's when the race really heats up. See, right now, they're just going to states that they know they're going to win, which is California. You're going to see Kamala Harris here a lot. And she's going to be here just basically campaigning and gaining her funding. She's going to be campaigning and funding her presidential election. But what she's going to do is in a state like California, for instance, given I'll go for Donald Trump, you're not going to see Donald Trump really here that much. Donald Trump's going to come here for funding events, just to fund the Republican Party, but he's not going to come here and basically put a lot of his campaign funds in California trying to win this state when he already know that California is a Democratic state and it's going to be won democratically no matter what. So what you're going to do is see Donald Trump promote himself here. You're going to see Donald Trump promote himself in a lot of Republican states, which is Texas and things like that. But where you're going to really see these presidential election candidates promote their money in is these swing states. Now, do I know what the swing states are? No, I do not. No, I do not. We are doomed whoever wins. Exactly. Some people, they do feel like we're doomed no matter whoever wins. But one thing I will tell people is that, we might be doomed no matter who else wins, whoever wins. But at the same time, you got to realize one thing about America, man. America is a competitive country. When you I can't say when you come to this country because all of us were born here. The majority, some people did come here from another country. But you got to realize a lot of people that come from other countries, they come from poverty. They come from third world countries, and they come from a lot of suffering. Then when you get here to America, you come here to the land of milk and honey. and it's opportunity. But see, the whole thing about Americans, we already been in this country, so we see the opportunity every day. And when you see something every day, it starts to not look as what it really truly is. It's an opportunity. This country has so much money in America that you can actually walk up to people in America and just ask them for money and they'll give it to you. That's how much money is in circulation in this country. So how would you feel if you were somebody from another country, and let's just say you're coming from Mexico? It's hard to get at least 1 peso in Mexico, but the American dollar is 30 times 1 peso, if not more. But you can come walk right over here to this country and ask somebody, hey, could I borrow $1? And they'll give it to you. A person that just hand you 30, 40 pesos don't even know you from a can of paint. So that just lets you know this country has a lot of money in circulation, and it's the land of milk and honey. When you're talking about somebody coming from another country, it's an opportunity for you. And a lot of people that's coming over here across the border and from these other countries that's on these work visas and stuff like that, they come over here and they seize an opportunity. And I think as Americans, what we need to do is we need to focus on more seizing the opportunity. Lies, everyone broke here. Yeah, you're right. Everyone is broke, but you have to realize one thing. I'll tell you, Dan. And who is this? Dan? Rob Dan. Yeah, Rob Dan. Everybody is broke in America, right? We are struggling, but you got to realize American broke, and let's say hypothetically Philippines, the Dominican Republic, their broke is nowhere near American broke. You sitting on my Facebook live, you sitting on my YouTube live saying you broke, and you probably wearing a $200 pair of Jordans. That's American broke. You go to the Philippines, you broke, you walking around barefoot. You know what I'm saying? Y'all riding around in America in a brand new car talking about I'm broke. That ain't broke. People in other countries, they walking around barefoot, sleeping on the street, getting rained on with no shelter. That's their broke in their country. So, America, Americans, man, we crying about a lot of nothing, man. Everybody here broke. Yeah, everybody here broke, but what's your broke? Driving through the drive-thru ordering a number 5? Let me get a number 5, extra large. You broke. Then you stop at the stove, man. Let me get a Hennessy pack of Newports, but you broke. That's American broke. You know what I'm saying? You ain't no Russia broke, no Philippines broke, no Dominican Republic broke. You ain't that type of broke. You just American broke. And the only reason why you feel broke is because you sitting around so much wealth that you feel like you in poverty because you can't live like them. That's what the problem is. The problem is you seeing so many people with money in America, and because you can't live like them, you feeling some type of way. But in reality, you living pretty decent. Because guess what? Rob Dan, you just jumped on here and said you broke. Okay, I feel you in the comments. I appreciate you for even interacting with me on this live. But you just jumped on here and said you broke. Now, if I was to pick you up and drop you off in China and let you walk around for about 4 days and come back and pick you up, you'll be begging to get back to the States. Begging. Because you can come back to the States and walk to the unemployment office and get food stamps here. You can't go there and do none of that. You be out there eating in a garbage can behind a restaurant. You know what I'm saying? So don't sit back. Yeah, no, China is a great country. China is a great country. But you also have wealth sitting on top of poverty, just like any other country around the world. You have wealthy and you have people that have nada. And that's how it goes. You know what I mean? All over the country. That's what makes the system work. I tell my kids all the time, the world is designed how it's designed. You have rich, you have wealthy, you have the working middle class, you have poor, and you have homeless. And this is the way the world is designed all over the world, and it's not going to change. This is the system. The only thing is going to change is where are you going to be at? Where are you going to be at? Where are you going to fit at in this system that's already designed, that's working perfect? Do you think that if you try to change the order of things, nothing's going to happen to you? If you become a multi-trillionaire and you try to change the world where you don't want no more homeless, you don't want no more homeless. You don't want no more working poverty. You don't want no more working middle class. You don't want none of that. So you take your money and change the order of things. Something's going to happen to you. You're changing the natural order of things. You can't do that. They're not going to let you do that. This world is designed and set up to be like this. You have the rich, which is the Jay-Z's and P. Diddy's and all the people that's rich. Then you got the people under them who are wealthy. People who live in Black Hawk, California and Beverly Hills. They are wealthy. Then you have the middle class, people who living in a $700,000, $800,000, $900,000 house, but they still have to work to keep their status. Then you have the working poor, people who living in a good neighborhood, but they're living check to check. Then you have the homeless, people who probably working but can't afford to live anywhere. And then you have the bottom of the barrel, dead, broke, homeless, hobo sleeping on the railroad tracks. And that's the way the world is designed, and you're not going to change it. If you try to become a multi-billion or trillionaire and change the way the world is designed, and they notice you're taking your trillions and investing it throughout the United States and changing to where there's no more homeless, there's no more people on drugs, you're giving out so much money the drug dealers do not have to sell anymore. No one's committing no more robberies. You're giving all the money to help them out, and you're changing the working poor, and you're making sure everybody's straight. They'll kill you. You're not going to change the natural order of things. This is how the world is designed, and it's going to stay like this. It's all about where you're going to fit in at that pyramid. You know what I mean? So let's get back on the topic, man. So, we talking about politics tonight. So, Rob, Dan, you threw me off a little bit, man. But we talking about politics, man. And the first thing I want to talk about with these politics, man, is that, I wanted to ask a question to people. Make sure when y'all come into this channel, y'all give me a like and subscribe to the channel. This is the Aaron L. Show. We're going to start out by asking one question. And the first question I want to ask is, why are Democratic states represented by the color blue? And why are Republican states represented by the color red? Now, if somebody can give me their answer to that, I would appreciate it. One teacher told me when I was in class one time is that no question is a stupid question. You know what I mean? So that's the question I have for somebody because I don't know the answer. Why are Democratic states represented by blue and why are Republican states represented by red? Now, another thing I want to talk about is that given I'm in California, I've been sitting back noticing on TV that there's really been nothing promoted by Donald Trump. Donald Trump really not promoting himself in this state really heavy. And I kind of been really noticing that. And I've been kind of sitting back, kind of feeling some type of way. And it kind of make me feel like that, the Democratic Party is majorly winning this race because I'm sitting back going, well, hey, if I want to see Donald Trump win, and the reason why I go for Trump is I feel like Trump is a more smarter businessman. I feel like Trump came from a business background. And, a lot of Trump wealth came from a lot of smart business adventures that he was invested in over the years that gained him the wealth and the celebrity status that he has. Now, Kamala Harris, she more took the educational route to her fame. She was a girl out of the Bay Area who went off to law school, became a lawyer, came home, became a district attorney, and she worked her way up the political ladder until she's, going for president. So, but I feel like given Kamala Harris background and given Donald Trump background, I just feel like Trump is more suited to help the economy out and lead this country in a direction that's going to be beneficial for the average working American. And that's kind of what I feel. So that's why I'm more for Donald Trump. I feel like Kamala Harris, she can definitely do a good job. I mean, both candidates are running for presidency, and they would never be in that position if people didn't feel like both of them could do the job. Both of them could do the job. I have no doubt in my mind if Kamala Harris wins the election, she can do the job, but I just feel like a better job will be done by Donald Trump. So that's my argument for the reason why I like Donald Trump. I just feel like given Donald Trump comes from a finance background, a lot of his adventures and investments to get him to where he's at financially will definitely benefit the average American once he's president. And that's just kind of how I feel. That's my opinion. You know what I mean? A lot of people could look at Kamala Harris and say, hey, well, this is why I vote for her, and this is why I like her. And that's totally understandable. But when you sitting back talking about, why everybody have their reasons, that's my reasons for going for Donald Trump. Is I just feel like, given that Donald Trump is coming from a financial background, Donald Trump, his rise to fame was off of his business adventures and the wealth he gained from that. So, that's my whole thing with Donald Trump. But, Kamala Harris, like I said, she comes from a law background. I definitely feel like she's an X's and O's type of female. She's definitely going to be able to lead this country in the direction that we need to be in. Neither one of them will be a candidate to run for presidency if the powers that be don't feel like they both can do the job. But at the end of the day, it's a race and a competition. Only one person can win. But they're both capable of doing the job, and I definitely understand that. But I just feel like Donald Trump's more capable. Now, when you start to really analyze the two candidates, now what we have to look at is we have a lot of things that need to be took care of over here in the United States. But we also gonna need our presidential candidate to go overseas, because we have a lot of trade agreements with a lot of different countries: India, China, Russia. We have a lot of trade agreements. We have a lot of business we do overseas when it comes to buying oil and buying grains and stuff like that from these other countries. And we do a lot of business with China with export and import of a lot of different goods. So my thing is I feel like, Donald Trump, and that goes back to Donald Trump, where he comes from a finance background. He's, in order to get the type of money Donald Trump has, man, you gotta, at some point, you gotta be a shrewd businessman. You know what I mean? And you gotta be the type of person, when you get to the table and the money's on the line, you definitely gonna make sure you're in the best position when you walk away from that table and the deal is done. You know what I mean? So I feel like, for American and for the American public, it's definitely going to be beneficial for us for having a president like Donald Trump in office when it comes time to go overseas and we have to deal with global politics. That's what our president is going to have to deal with, global politics. We're going to have to go overseas and sit at the table with the president of China, the president of North Korea, the president of Russia, all these powerful figures in these other countries. And I feel like Donald Trump basically has the skin for it. I feel like he has a temperament for it. And I definitely feel like when he sits at the table and the negotiations start, America is going to be in a better position having him sitting at the table, because when he walk away from the table, I believe Donald Trump, with his financial background, is going to be able to walk away from that table with a better deal than Kamala Harris would. I definitely feel like that. I feel like Donald Trump, when a deal is being done, sitting at the table, given he come from a finance background, and we all know Donald Trump rise to wealth came through finances. I feel like when he sit at the table with these global policies that we have to deal with when it comes to our trade agreements, our global trading, all the business adventures that America have overseas, I feel like Donald Trump is a guy I would prefer to be sitting at that table to make sure America's in the best position when he walks away from it. If you think I'm wrong, then that's totally understandable. This is the Aaron L. Show. Make sure you put a like for this channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I sure appreciate you guys for logging in and checking me out. We just talking politics tonight, man. It's Saturday night, man. I'm just rambling on. My goal is to get this channel to 500 subscribers, to get 3,000 public watch hours. So in order for me to get public watch hours, I definitely have to go live. I definitely have to get on here, man, and put my work in. And that's what I'm doing tonight. I'm putting my work in. I could be sitting back, kicked up, watching TV, man, enjoying myself, man. But you know what? I have a goal that I have in mind for this channel. And in order to get to the goal that I want, man, I have to put the work in to get there. So I have to get on here, man, and I have to talk. I have to tell people how I feel. I have to let people get to know me. If I talk, give my opinion, let people know how I feel about certain things, and they'll look at my channel and say, hey, do I like this guy? Do I enjoy hearing this guy talk? Do I want to support him and subscribe to his channel? And do I want to put a like on his channel so that the algorithm could take his channel and promote it? Do I want to share his live? So more people could get his message, and I appreciate you guys. Whoever come into this channel and like this channel, I appreciate you. If you make a comment down below, I appreciate you. Hello from Gowanda, Mexico, sir. Here are you. Here are you tonight. How are you tonight? Oh, I'm doing good tonight, man. I'm just on this live, man. It's going to a universal income, a welfare state after the AI inventor soon. Yeah, you absolutely right, man. That's one thing that we can talk about tonight is that how do people feel about the AI boom that's going on? Just artificial intelligence. Are you feeling the effects of it in your work field that you work in? And I'll give you a little bit of information that I've been seeing on just AI and artificial intelligence because that's a good topic to bring up, and I appreciate you bringing that up, Rob Dan. Is one thing about artificial intelligence I noticed is when you go to the grocery store, they have self checkout. That's artificial intelligence right there. They have self checkout. How many checkers would they need inside of a grocery store if they didn't have self checkout? Self checkout has at least took about 3-4 jobs, if not more. And then you go to a fast food restaurant. A lot of the fast food restaurants really don't have it in there. But if you go to McDonald's now, you don't have to go to the register to place your order. They got like a little screen right there sitting in the lobby. You go right there in the lobby, push in your order right there, swipe your card. The girl gets the order at the cashier's desk. And before you know it, you show them your receipt and they give you your food. So you have to realize things like that is artificial intelligence. So little by little, we're starting to feel effects. Are we feeling a massive effect from it? Absolutely not. You think the government's going to let them? You think the government's going to let these companies implement artificial intelligence where they're not employing nobody in the working class? That's not going to happen. It's going to be a riot. Shimon, can I have a cigarette, please? You mind going to my car and get mine for me, or look at my coat right there, I left right there. Yeah, but yeah. So you can't sit there and let them take technology to a point where the working class can't even get a job. Man, it's going to be a riot. They'll put you on universal income. Yeah, they might can do something like that, Rob Dan. They might can implement some type of income for the working class so that they can still survive once the artificial intelligence technology takes off so much that you can't even get no employment. That'd be just sad though. I'm in the trucking industry. I'm a truck driver, a local truck driver out of California. In Tennessee, you can't hardly order from a person. Everywhere has a kiosk or app to order. Exactly, man, and that's true, and that's a form of artificial intelligence. I mean, we have to wake up, and a lot of jobs are going to go away once this artificial intelligence get a lot further along. You can't even call anything and pick up a live person anymore. They have artificial intelligence basically um, some kind of voice recording that's directing your call and trying to really help you with your call before you actually have to talk to a live person. Sometimes they be so damn, I hate to say it like that, but they be so goddamn irritating that you be needing to talk to a live person, but the artificial intelligence is trying to figure out a way to ask you a question to where you going to feel like whatever you called for was helpful and you get off the damn phone. You know what I'm saying? You can't even, they won't even let you talk to a person. You almost got a call, and while the artificial intelligence person is talking, speak to an operator. Speak to an operator. No matter what it say. Hi, man, help you speak to an operator. Oh, I was just wondering to speak to an operator. You don't want to do nothing but speak to an operator. You got to do that about 10 times before you can actually get it. Oh, hold on 1 second. We're going to transfer your call to, you know what I mean? So artificial intelligence is definitely in the next 10 to 15 years to come, you definitely can understand that a lot of us is going to be feeling the effects of it. But given I'm 45, hopefully, I probably got 20 years more work in me before I could retire and, be able to stay at home and, reap the benefits of my hard work. But at the same time, our kids that's coming up is definitely going to feel the effects from it. I'm from Richmond, California. Yeah, shout out to you, Rob, Dan, man. Yeah, I'm from close from around there, man. I really don't, we've been bumped into each other one day. You be like, man, ain't you the Aaron L show? Absolutely. You know what I mean? I'm local, man. I'm somewhere around that area, man. I ain't too far from you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, at the same time, we all gonna really feel the effects of artificial intelligence, man. It's gonna be definitely tough on the working class. We definitely We definitely is going to have to change the way things go. We definitely going to change the way that things go, man. Oh yeah, man. You can tell I'm from the Bay, man. I'm definitely from the Bay, man. I'm for sure from the Bay. But at the same time, I'm a working man though. I don't run the streets. I don't promote violence. I'm not out here trying to to do no harm for people. You know what I mean? I'm just a person who works every day. I got boys that play football. People who is subscribed to my channel and they stay with me. You will slowly start to hear my story because I try to get on here and I try to talk about politics because the presidential race is heating up and it's really a hot topic. But at the same time, there's times where I do get on this channel when I talk about my kids are in sports. I'm a truck driver. I do talk about investing. I work, I get paid every 2 weeks. So I take a little bit of pinch. I'm not no rich guy, man. I take 250, 300, whatever I can, and I put it on my E-Trade account. And I buy me a couple of stocks that I believe in, that they'll go up in the next years to come, and that's just the things that I do. You know what I mean? And if you subscribe to my channel, you will hear me talk about that here and there. But I just feel like the hot topic right now is the presidential election. And it's also artificial intelligence. A lot of people are feeling the effects of artificial intelligence. What about people who are in the telemarketing industry? That's going to become obsolete. You know how easy it's going to be now for them to have an artificial intelligent bot to make those phone calls? They're not going to need to pay you. They're not going to need to pay $20 an hour to make a call when they can sign a robot up that'll make 50,000 calls in 20 minutes. You said what? That's why you brushed off my foot. I didn't brush nothing off that. I ain't gonna do you like that. You gotta realize, man, one thing about me, I'm gonna take like this, right? Like, subscribe to the channel, and comment. I'm gonna interact with you when I'm on live. I'm definitely gonna look down at your comments because you invest. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I do invest. I invest a little bit. Like I said, I work, I have a family to take care of. So what I do is I take a little bit out the money that I make every 2 weeks. Sometimes I might not put but $100 on there. Some stocks I buy might be a $20 stock. I'll take that 100 and buy 5 of them. But what I have realized is if you look at my beard down here, this beard is getting gray, man. You know what I'm saying? And I realize I'm not going to continue to be able to work. I'm not going to keep being able to go to bed at 9 o'clock and wake up at 3 in the morning and get out there and pull 11-hour, 12-hour shifts. My body's not going to be able to sustain that. I'm 45. So what I told myself is, Aaron, you have to start putting something away for a rainy day. You know what I mean? I got to put something up for a rainy day. And if I'm going to put something up for a rainy day, I don't want to put $100 up and come back and it's still $100. I don't want to do that. I want to put $100 up, and if I look at this $100 a year from now, I want it to be at least 120, 115. I want it to go up. So I put it on the stock market, man, and I leave the money there, and I just act like that's there. I don't even worry about that. If I'm broke, I figure it out, but I'm not touching that. That's my little money that I got put to the side so that when I'm not able to work, I have something. I can't agree more. Exactly. I have to put something up, man. But you know what? It's been trial and error to learn that. You know what I mean? And sometimes I can't put something up. Sometimes I get paid every 2 weeks and all my money go towards my bills. I'm just a regular guy. I'm sipping on my little cup. That's what I have. You know what I'm saying? You see me? I'm just a normal guy, man. It's Saturday night. I'm a truck driver. But I bet you one thing is going to happen. I'm not going to drive. Once I start that, I'm in the house for good. I'm not coming back out. I won't get behind the wheel because my driver's license is my job. So you have to be smart. You know what I mean? So, but back to the questions at hand, man. Like I said, this is a channel where we're going to talk about politics. We're going to talk about investing. We're going to talk about just being smart with your money. We're going to talk about options trading. We're going to talk about a lot of things. And if something really spark up in the news that's really hot, we're definitely going to cover that. We're definitely going to come on live, and we're definitely going to talk about the hottest news into the hottest thing that's in the news right now. So right now, I feel like it's just a presidential race. And I'm going to get on here because, like I said, the goal for this channel is for me to get this channel monetized. The goal for this channel is for me to get my watch hours up to 3,000. So in order for me to get my watch hours up, I have to go live. I have to talk to you guys. I have to give you the information that I have on whatever topic. And hopefully you guys tune in and support the channel. You can support the channel by just staying and watching for 2-3 minutes. And, if you got something else to do, go and take care of it. I respect that. But I appreciate it if you do come in and you run across the channel. I am trying to do the best I can. So I appreciate it if you give me a like, subscribe to the channel. We're going to try to keep it popping, man. We're going to try to keep it popping. Now, somebody did bring up artificial intelligence. And given I got 9 people in my live right now watching me talk, if you felt the effects of artificial intelligence, can you tell me, is the artificial intelligence hindering the job field you work in? It's kind of scary for me because I'm a truck driver. When they start talking about that, cars going to be able to drive themselves, and then you talk about Elon Musk, he done came out with the electric diesel truck. And then he's the main person that's trying to push automated cars. Man, is they going to come out with a truck that can drive themselves? And now you don't need a person like me to drive the truck no more. You could just kind of like program it to go deliver the load. I mean, if they do something like that, man, you're going to put a massive amount of truck drivers out of business. You know what I mean? You're going to put a massive amount of truck drivers out of business. So it's like, I am kind of watching artificial intelligence. I believe a lot of kids, they need to look at that right now and realize that, when you go off to college, man, you almost need to get a job that's hands-on. A job that for the next 10, 15, 20 years, they're not going to be able to teach a robot how to do that work, because guess what? You come out of college and you think you're about to make a great living for yourself. And in those 4 years or 5 or 6 years you were in college, things have changed, and the technology with artificial intelligence has advanced so much that degree you just went to college for 6 years ago, the industry you were heading towards was booming. 6 years later, it's dead. You can't even work with that degree, and you owe an arm and a leg for it. So you definitely have to start to look at trades like plumbers and electricians and garbage men and stuff like that, man. You definitely have to start looking those directions, man. You definitely have to do that. So, we've been on about 30 minutes, man. So right now, shout out to all the people that's watching my live, man. And, we got the presidential race that's about 72 days away. Do we have any Trump supporters in the building, or do we have Kamala Harris supporters in the building? Do you feel like Kamala Harris is winning this race? Do you feel like the race is getting even or tightening up? And do you feel like, or if you're a Trump supporter, do you feel like Donald Trump is winning the race, or do you feel like the race is tightening up for Donald Trump? Electric trucks, they will have to refund on dodges and overpasses. Exactly, they will. They probably will have to change a lot of the construction if you have automated trucks. You're absolutely right about that. Perch, man, you're absolutely right about that, man. Them automated trucks is going to be a real serious for a truck driver. That's going to be a tough situation for a truck driver, man. And, I'm watching the industry, but I'm definitely getting up every day and I'm working hard, because this is how I support my family, and I'm just a truck driver. I'm not a guy who went to college and got a 4-year degree. I don't have a degree. So it's like if they were to kill off the trucking industry, man, I'll be in a heap of trouble. I definitely will be in a heap of trouble. I'll probably be on my live begging for subscriptions, man. I need to get monetized in 2 weeks. I need to generate income off this YouTube somehow, because artificial intelligence is definitely going to knock a lot of people off their chair. You know what I mean? And it's coming fast. It's probably coming faster than what we think. So we need to take a real clear look at that. We need to start saving our money up. And sometimes you need to start trying to create a passive income. You need to, you do get up and go to work, and nothing wrong with that. Being an honest person who get up and go to work every day and work hard for yourself. But at the end of the day, you have to really look at that's not enough. I mean, how many of you guys out there right now is getting up going to work? You are a hard-working person. When it's time for you to go to work, you're going to bed on time, you're showering up, making lunch. They tell you to be at work at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever time it is. You're there on time, you're sharp, you're ready to go. And when you get paid, after you pay your bills and you live a little bit, you really don't have nothing else for yourself. You really can't even put no money up. You live in check to check. So you definitely need a passive income. I think I heard a millionaire say one time, and this was just on YouTube. I don't know a millionaire personally, but I heard a millionaire say one time on YouTube that in order to be a millionaire, you need 4, 5, or 6 streams of income. So just having a job getting up, going to work every day, you're going to struggle. You're going to definitely struggle. So, that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to build my channel up, and I don't know what direction I'm going to go in it. I don't get paid for this. I've been in this live 34 minutes right now, and I got a lot of good people that's sitting there watching me talk. But at the same time, there's no income stream coming off my channel. Is it a lot of people on YouTube that have an income stream coming off of their lives and coming off of their videos and short videos and everything they're putting on there? Absolutely. But that's not the case for me. But does that motivate me even less? No, it doesn't. It makes me hungry because guess what happens? I'm seeing the potential in what I'm doing, and all I have to do is keep striving forward for it. So that's really the main goal of my life, is to try to take this to a level where it can become a stream of income. But I'm just one of those type of people that I'm self-motivated. I don't need nobody to support me. I don't need you to clap and cheer me on and make me feel like what I'm doing, I'm going in the right direction. I don't need you to do that, because what I'm doing is I've already seen the potential in what I'm doing. And all I have to do is just stay with it, and it's going to show me the fruits of my labor. And I just, that's how it is. Nowadays you have to be a self-motivated person. You have to be one of those persons that's going to keep running hard as you can, even though everybody's rooting for you to lose. And that's just how it is. Nobody's going to support you, and nobody's going to believe in you unless you believe in yourself. So that's one of the main things. When you tell somebody you're doing something, they'll sit back and say, hey, okay, that's cool, that's sweet, sound good. you know and you'll call them all the time and tell them all the positive things that you're doing and what you're trying to do and your goals and aspirations, and they'll just listen to you and say, okay. you know but second they see you start to benefit off of it, then they will turn around and go, hey man, remember you was telling me about that thing you had going on? Now they want to be part of it. Now they want to be part of it because they see the benefits of what you're doing. But like I say, anything that you start doing, people are not going to support it in the beginning. You definitely going to have to put your work in, and you're going to have to start from the ground up. What we do is we glorify people we see on YouTube. We get on their YouTube channels and we get on their lives and we see their mansions and their Ferraris and we see all the things they got. And we want that lifestyle. We want that lifestyle. We sit back and we look at it and we say, man, these people is rich, bruh. They living good. You looking at your current situation, you like, man, it's ugly. You know what I mean? And you want to kind of live like the people you see online, but see, what you got to realize is you're looking at 10 or 15 or 20 years of work and a finished product of that work. You're not looking at this person when nobody knew them. Back when they were struggling trying to build their name. All the work they put in to get to where they at. You don't see that journey. The only journey you see is the famous finished product. And we want that. So what we're trying to do is you're trying to go from A to Z without A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You can't do that. You can't get from A to Z. You're trying to jump steps. It's a process with everything you do. So you have to understand that in life. You know what I mean? If you have a goal set for yourself, it's going to be trial and error to get to where you're going. It might not be a straight path. You might have to turn a couple of corners and go in the opposite direction. But in your mind, you know exactly where you're trying to get to. You just have to detour a little bit to get to your goal. So that's what I'm definitely understanding. And that's one thing I do on my YouTube channel. I'm trying to get my channel monetized. I'm trying to get over 500 subscribers. I'm trying to get 3,000 watch hours. So what I'm going to have to do in order to get 3,000 watch hours is going to take people to watch my channel 3,000 hours. So if I'm not on live trying to get a message out that people can relate to, that want to listen to it and understand where I'm coming from and feel where I'm coming from, then I will never build those watch hours because I'm not putting out enough content for people to grasp on so that they can sit back and look at it and go, you know what? I feel where bro coming from. I feel his struggle. You know what I'm saying? I understand what he's talking about. And that's just how it is. So, that's one of my messages I'm gonna give you guys for tonight is that you gotta be self-motivated. You have to be self-motivated. There's no way you're gonna ever achieve a goal in life if you're always getting to a point to where the goal is looking like it's unreachable and you stop. Anybody that's been successful will let you know that it didn't work out perfect. It did not work out perfect. They had to, go this way and go that way and change it up and switch it up until you find your niche. You know, once you find your niche, then it's going to be easier and easier and easier. That's why when you talk to certain successful people, they will talk to you as getting rich is so simple because now they found their niche. You know what I mean? So that's just the whole thing in a nutshell, man. You know, but shout out to the people that's rocking on my channel. This is the Aaron L Show. We are live. It's Saturday, August 24th. You know, and if you jump into the channel, man, I appreciate it if you give me a like on the channel, man. We on here Saturday night, man. We trying to keep it lit, man. You know, and we just conversating about politics and just a bunch of other things, man. We just on here rambling, man. Just, you know, that's what I'm gonna do, man. I'm gonna get on here and ramble. But you know, who are you for in the election? Michael Baker. I appreciate you, Michael Baker. I'm going for Trump. I'm definitely going for Trump. You know, I'm definitely going for Trump. But like I said earlier in my live when I first got on, if you didn't hear me, is that I know I'm in a Democratic state, given I'm in California. So this is a Democratic state. So I know if I go to the polls and I vote for Trump and then I run back home and look at TV to see that my vote matter, it's not. It's not. This is a Democratic state. Kamala Harris is going to win California no matter what. You know what I mean? But what I am going to do is that's just the person that I feel is going to lead this country in a better direction. Would you rather be rich every time I spend money out you lose a day of your life, or be poor but immortal? I mean, that's a good question, man. It depends on how would I have to live poor. It will really matter how would I have to live poor, because sometimes poor feel like you're dying anyway. You know what I mean? So that's a great question, but me personally, I would have to answer a question with the question is how low poor is you talking about? If you're talking about American poor, I probably would take that. If I got to watch all the rich people run around spending up all their money and then 5 years they're dead, I wouldn't mind sleeping up under a freeway, pushing a buggy, but I live forever. You know? Hey, Mr. Aaron, what's good? Who I got in the building? That's Flex. What's up with you, Flex? Yeah, man. Appreciate that shout out, man. Yeah, Flex, man. I'm good, man. I'm on here on YouTube, man, just trying to build my channel up. Do you think a person's value is directly related to their wealth? Do I feel like a person's value is directly related to their wealth? Society would think so. Mm-hmm. Society would definitely think so. More specifically, a man's wealth. Now, see, when we start talking about that, is a man specifically, we'll just say respected. Let's just say that. Is a man respected more of his wealth? Absolutely. And especially the women. Because one thing you have to understand about a woman is that, let's just say hypothetically, and who I'm talking to, Flex. Let's say you meet a lady, right? You meet a young lady and you and her starts to date. When you walk up with her with one of your friends, and let's say you're at a event. So you walk up with her, you see a couple of your guys, you walk up, hey, what's up, man? This is my girl. Let's say her name is Sherry or something. Hey, this is my girl Sherry. You're like, hey, how you doing? They're like, yeah. And she said, well, you know, she gonna let you talk to your friends. So she go off and she get her a drink for both of you guys. What's the first thing those dudes are gonna say about her or ask about her? They're gonna comment on how she looks. They're gonna comment on how she looks. Oh man, Sherry, nice boy. Where you meet her at? That's how men are. You know, that's how men are. We just go off looks because you know that's just what men do. But let's flip it and say Sherry walks in with you to an event, and Sherry walks up to four of her friends, and you say, "Hey, hun, I'm gonna go over here and get us some drinks. I'll be right back." What's the first thing her friend's gonna say about you? Where you work at? What do you do for a living? So a man's respect is allocated off of his status financially. You know, and a lot of women are not going to talk to you unless you have a status financially. And that's just how it goes. And as men, we have to understand that. We have to totally understand that as men, that we are judged off our accomplishments, and women are judged off their looks. And both open doors for either sex. If a woman looks really, really well, it opened doors for her. If a man is really, really wealthy, it opened doors for him. But if both of y'all have neither, no doors are going to be open. And that's just how it is. It's life. I subscribed. I appreciate you for subscribing to the channel. You look like a popcorn. Okay, yeah, that's what's up, man. But hey, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you're gonna come in and you're gonna do me like that, man, subscribe to the channel. You real. What make you real? You real. What make you real? Dan, what makes me real is the struggle. The struggle is real. So it's like what you see in my face and what you hear in my words is you hearing the struggle of just a life. You know what I mean? The ups and downs and the all arounds and the roller coaster that life take you through. I'm 45 years old, and I've seen those up and downs, man. I've seen those up and downs. I came a long way to be right here on YouTube, man. You might don't understand my journey, but it's been a long journey to sit right here in front of this camera and actually be on YouTube. It's been a long journey, and it's been a struggle, and it's been a beautiful struggle, and I appreciate that struggle. You know what I mean? So it's like, you just have to keep pushing, man, throughout it all. You know what I mean? Whether you got people rocking with you or you don't got people rocking with you, man, you got to keep pushing, because one thing I talk to my sons about, and I tell them about all the time, is the journey of a man sometimes is going to be a long road by yourself. And you have to understand that, man. And you're gonna smile and cry. You know what I mean? It's just part of life. And when you understand that, then you'll be better off. Life is a struggle. You're gonna smile and cry throughout this journey, man. And it's been a beautiful journey, man. I was a young kid, 13, 14, man, full of life, running up and down the street, just enjoying myself with my friends. I got 18, 19, 20, 21, and started to see life for what it was, and trying to figure out what direction I was going to go in. I didn't go in the right direction, and I suffered the consequences of that. But as I got older, got more seasoned, more experienced, and kind of start to see life a little better for what it was, I start to see what I need to do and what I should and should not be doing. And throughout this journey in life, man, it's been a struggle. It's been some complications. I've took some losses. I've took some wins. And the struggle is real, but it's a beautiful struggle. You know what I mean? So at the same time, what makes you real is just you believing in yourself. It doesn't make me no better than nobody else. I'm a very humble person. I'm not famous. I'm just on live on YouTube, man. There's not a lot of people subscribed to my channel. I don't have 2-3 million people subscribed to my channel. I don't walk outside and people see me at the grocery store. Oh man, you be on YouTube. You got that Aaron L show. No, it ain't people doing me like that, man. I'm just a regular guy, man. So it's just like, but at the same time, it doesn't make me real, or it doesn't make me fake. But given where I come from, I would want to be called real before fake, because of just giving my backstory and my history, and where I grew up at. I can understand what those differences is. You know what I mean? And one of them is a sign of disrespect, somebody calling you fake, and one of them calling you real is a sign of respect. So I definitely would want to be called real than fake. But I'm not out here trying to prove myself either way. You know what I mean? You can just have your opinion. You know what I mean? And your opinion is your opinion. Don't mean that I feel that way about myself. But at the same time, it's just what it is. You know what I mean? But like I say, man, I'm just part of the struggle, man. I'm a product of my environment, man. If you done been through it, I probably done it. You know what I'm saying? If you done touched it, I probably done seen it. You know what I mean? So it just kind of how the game go. You know what I'm saying? I'm not no fool. I done been around the block. I know what time it is. You know what I mean? And I could, stick and move and slick talking pop my collar with the best of them. You know what I'm saying? I've been around them niggas. I know what they do. I know what time it is, and I know when to move and when not to move. You know what I'm saying? And I might survive in certain situations that you can't survive in, because I done been around this situation before. But that don't make me no better than nobody else. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stay positive though. You know, and that's what I'm doing. I'm spitting nothing but positivity. You know, I'm not gonna get on here on YouTube and go back and forth with nobody. I'm not gonna see somebody in my comments who done said something that's gonna trigger me to where I'm, getting beside myself. You know, this is the Aaron L show. We're gonna talk about politics. We're gonna talk about investing your money, being smart. We're gonna talk about our kids. We're gonna talk about a lot of different things on this channel, saving your money. You know, and we're gonna promote black positivity, man. That's just where I'm at, and that's what it is. You know, and I'm not gonna sway. You know, somebody can get on here and say what they want to say, but I'm not going to sway. You know, that's just my direction, that's my angle, and that's my message. You know, and it's going to stay the same message every time. I'm going to beat it in the ground, you know, and you might not know who I am. I'm not famous. My channel's not huge. But guess what it's going to do? It's going to keep building. You know why? Because I'm going to keep my foot on their neck. I know how the game go. I'm gonna keep my foot on your neck. I'm gonna force feed you. You're gonna have to eat. I'm gonna be on live every day. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna push my line. I know how you get on. You gotta keep pushing relentless, and then they respect it. You know, and that's just how I go, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm a hard worker, man. I'm ambitious. You know what I'm saying? I'm ambitious. You know, I don't need nobody rooting for me. I'm still gonna be shooting a shot like the game on the line. You know what I mean? So that's just how I go, man. You know what I'm saying? How's the trucking business? Do you do videos while trucking? You know what? Now, I need to do videos while trucking. I might start doing that on my Facebook channel. You know, I used to record a lot of my videos when I was doing my deliveries. I was doing my pickups and stuff like that. And I had a lot of people watching my content off of that. But for some reason, when I got this channel, I noticed when I would film videos and I would just put the video on YouTube, I would get lesser people watching than when I actually go live and just talk. But like I said, given I'm in the trucking industry, I'm not in a position to actually go live while I'm working. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of behind the wheel. I'm in and out the truck. I'm interacting with customers. I'm not really in a position to have the phone right there. You know, I'm working for another company. It's not my business. You know, if it was my business, I probably would have the leeway to do something like that. But given I'm working for a company, I wouldn't want one of the customers, I get there and I'm doing a delivery and he constantly noticing I'm fumbling with my phone trying to record him on camera. I don't even have his permission to have his liking on camera. And I'm doing all of this. I could pull off and he possibly call my job. Hey, I don't really like that driver. He came here recording stuff. I don't know what he was doing. And then I would have to, answer for answer for my actions. So I really don't do that, but I would like to go live. I think a lot of truck drivers and a lot of people are interested in just what it is, the daily hustle and bustle of a person getting up in the trucking industry and working and the things that you do daily to complete your job and make it home safe to your family. So yeah, I would like to go live while I'm doing that because it probably would be great content, but I don't do that because I just feel like I'll be somewhat, and given I'm still on probation at this job. I only been there, I think I've been here 2 months. So I got about 4 more weeks of probation left. So I really don't want to do nothing that's kind of out of the ordinary like that to where they got to kind of pull me in the office and let me know that's not something they want me doing on the job. I really don't want those problems. You know what I mean? I got to pay my bills. I appreciate my check. I'm trying to stay at this company until another opportunity opens up. So I'm not really going to, put myself in a position where I'm trying to get content while I'm working because I kind of just, I interact with a lot of different people and I don't really know what the outcome would be from something like that. But I appreciate that question, man. That was a real good question, man. But yeah, at the same time, like I said, man, I just came on to get the watch hours. I wish that I wish I was hitting a little harder. I'm not hitting hard as I thought I was. Maybe it's just a lot of people not on YouTube right now. I usually put up better numbers, but I appreciate the people who definitely rocking with me. It's not going to motivate me either way. If I just got one person watching my channel, I'm going to ramble on because in my mind, I feel like I'm going to put up the numbers I need to put up one way or the other. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I appreciate everybody who rocking with my channel. I've been on about 54 minutes, and I'm definitely going to only stay on an hour. That's my goal. Do you drive local or long haul? I'm a local driver. Like I say, if you somewhere in California, in the Bay Area, you might be driving one day and you turn around and look like, man, I swear to God, that look like that dude from the Aaron L show. That was me. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here doing it moving. You know what I'm saying? I'm local. I'm just a regular old guy, man. You've been to walk through the grocery store or Walmart one day and say, man, I could swear to God, that's that dude. It is me. I'm out here. What's the new shit the youngsters saying? I'm outside. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that what the youngsters saying? Man, I'm outside. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you might run into the kid. You know, I'm out here moving around, man. You know, sporting events with the kids, grocery store shopping, man. You know, just living a normal life, man. Pumping gas. You know what I'm saying? I'm not wealthy. Gotta get out, pump my own gas. I gotta go to the grocery store, buy my own eggs and tissue, and you know what I'm saying? I gotta do what I gotta do. Catch me doing DoorDash, Instacart. You been to order the DoorDash. I knock on your door, get your food. You like, ain't that dude from YouTube? Yeah, it is. I'm outside. You feel me? Man, I gotta survive, man. I gotta eat. I'm a truck driver and I do Instacart and DoorDash. You know, it's just man, bro. You got to hustle, man. It's a struggle out here, man, in a real way. My companies get a lot of stuff from Cali. Just wondering. Oh no. I don't long haul. You know, the most I've ever did was what's as far as I go out, probably from like the Bay Area to Fresno, and that's with another company I was with. You know, I will give my backstory. Um, while I'm with the company that I'm with, I had a short stint with the garbage company, which was a beautiful situation. I just didn't pass probation, but I will get on here one day and give my story so people can kind of like get a more of a grasp of who I am. You know, what's been my journey to get to where I'm at, and what's my goals. You know, going forward. You know, my aspirations. You know, because I definitely have goals. I definitely got a vision of what the future gonna look like. But as of right now, I'm on that journey to get there. You know what I mean? So, you know, like I said, this channel is going to be more talking about the presidential race because that's news. People want to hear about that. People want to get on here and talk about their opinions about certain things. So I'm definitely going to push this channel towards the presidential campaign. But we also going to get on here. We're going to talk about investing, being smart, investing your money. And then I got a topic that I'm going to always bring up is options trading because I feel like a lot of people venture towards investing their money plus options trading. And why I feel options trading is a form of gambling. Can you make money on it? Absolutely. But it is a form of gambling. But you can make money options trading, but you have to be calculated, disciplined, and you know, just well seasoned in order to not make the mistakes that's going to cost you your finances. Who you want? I don't understand that question. Down, talk to me, man. Who I want? I can't. Kamala or Trump? Oh no, I'm for Trump. I think I said that earlier in my video. I'm for Trump. I'm definitely for Trump. But like I said, I'm in California, and California is a blue state. But since I got some people interacting with me, can somebody answer the question? Why are Democratic states represented by the color blue, and why is Republican states represented by the color red? I just want to kind of know so that if I ever go further on one of my videos, I can definitely have that type of information to kind of bring it forth. I got people in my channel. Could y'all please answer that question for me? Why is Democratic states represented with the color blue, and why are Republican states represented with the color red? If anybody know the answer, probably some cult stuff. It probably is, bro. That probably goes back a lot further than we could actually answer that question and understand. Probably is, but I just noticed that, you know. And if you notice Trump, he's always wearing a red and white hat. But that red hat, he's actually representing the Republican Party. He's definitely representing the Republican Party. Let me light my cigarette, man. I'm sitting in the kitchen right by my stove. That just lets you know, man, I'm not in no studio. I'm not I'm not famous. You know what I mean? This is just a regular guy sitting in his living room. I mean, sitting in my kitchen on my live. And if I show you what I got my phone propped up on, you'd probably laugh at me. But like I say, man, you got to start from the bottom to get to the top, man. You got a lot of people that's wealthy. They wasn't born rich, man. They started broke. You know what I mean? So you got to start somewhere. You got to be self-motivated. You know, Rob Dan, I definitely appreciate you for interacting with the channel, man. You definitely was a supporter tonight, man, and I really appreciate you. We probably gonna go a little longer than an hour, man. It's Saturday night. I don't gotta work tomorrow. My son got a Pop Warner game tomorrow. We definitely gonna be out of town, but it's just gonna be for the day. He's about an hour ride, hour and a half ride away from where we stay. Go out there and support him in his sports, and we definitely will be back. And I'm gonna go live tomorrow night, man, and we're gonna talk about the presidential campaign race and why I feel like the Democratic Party is closing the gap. South Side, mainland. Oh yeah, for sure, Dan, man. Shout out to Richmond, man. Shout out to Richmond, California, man. You know, I remember back when I was a lot younger, man. North Richmond was a tough place to be, man, or even a tough place to go through. I know Richmond, man. North Side is off the hook. Used to be, you know. But yeah, man. You know, we're gonna get on here, man. We're gonna talk about the presidential campaign race. You know, I definitely support Trump. You know, I definitely support the Republican Party right now. And the reason why I do that is because I feel like Donald Trump helped the trucking industry a whole lot. That's why I support the Republicans. I feel like Donald Trump supported the Republican Party. The Republican Party helped the trucking industry a whole lot. It was a lot busier for us when Trump was in office, you know. And then given Trump has a finance background, you know, and I told you guys this earlier, I feel like Trump is just going to be more suited to help the country to get the inflation rates down, get the price of things down. I feel like his negotiation tactics. You know, he one of those guys that he might kick the can down the road. Yeah, it's tough right now, and Trump might make things better second he get in office. So you know, he might tell a lot of the business people that he's going to, you know, he want them to lower the prices on food and gas, but he'll let them 5 years from now, you know, up the prices again. You know, but that's just a negotiation tactic. You know, even with the Chinese tariffs he put on China. Yeah, exactly. I mean, he did put the tariffs on China, but you have to realize, Rob, at the end of the day, as much business that we do with China, why do we owe China so much money? It doesn't make sense. What are we borrowing money from somebody that's we also selling their product? You know, you know, and given I'm a street cat, I'm gonna use street terminology just for a couple of cats that's from the streets that could understand this. You know, so he did put tariffs on China and the trucking industry. I don't know how it benefited from that, but it did. But let's just say this for instance, okay, we do a lot of business with China, but I don't watch the news and I watch CNN sometimes, and I hear them say that America is really in debt with China. So let's flip it to just some street terminology because I am a street cat. I came from the streets, but I'm not actively in the streets, and I work every day, take care of my kids, and come home. But let's say somebody was giving you a pound of weed, or if you Latino mota, let's say they was giving you that. If you gave me the pound of weed or mota and I sold all of it and gave your money back that you told me you wanted for the pound, how do I still owe you? How are we getting all this? So is China basically giving us all this stuff that they're shipping to America? We're not paying them a dime. And then when we ship it to Walmart and everything like that, and Walmart sells it, we're not giving China nothing. That's how we created this debt. Or is we paying China for them making a product and shipping it over and all the stuff they're doing? And somehow, some way, we're still owing China trillions. I don't get it. That's one thing I never understood. So maybe I need to go do my research, and it'll be another conversation. It'll be a conversation for another show. You know, it'll be another conversation for another show because then I can come back with my T's crossed and my I's dotted, and then I can have some information for you guys that you can walk away from this live and go, man, I didn't even know that. You know what I mean? So I will start doing that. I will start doing my research and doing my homework. So when I come on this live, I could definitely have some information for you guys where you can walk away from this and go, man, that dude, that was kind of like some game right there. I didn't even know that was going on or this was happening. You know, because it's a lot of questions that need to be answered. Why do we owe China so much money? Is when you walk in Walmart, damn near everything you flip upside down and look at where it was made at, it was made in China. If we doing all this business with you guys, how do we owe y'all money still at the end of the day? So I think those tariffs that you talking about Donald Trump put on China, I think that was in place because of that. And that's why business continued to boom even with those tariffs, because China is kind of out of pocket at the end of the day anyway. But American companies got their hard on. Yeah, man, listen, the American companies, you, I mean, that's just understandable. You know what I mean? For an American like us, bro, you know, they pay us 10, 15, $20 an hour. We gonna be crying. I can't live off of that. The price of rent is high, food and everything, this, that, and the third. And nobody's gonna want to work for that. But you know, a lot of these companies, they feel like, well, shoot, I can go to China, open up a warehouse, and pay those workers $5 an hour. You know, I can go to China, pay them $5 an hour, and still don't give them no medical. So a lot of these companies felt like they were winning, but you have to realize the mass amount of companies that are getting products produced from China, they're probably running those warehouses 24 hours a day because they don't have the labor laws America have. So you got warehouses that's probably populating 40, 50, 60,000 workers. Now you're paying them $5 an hour. Yeah, and you're probably laughing at that because in America, we will want $30 an hour with benefits. You're giving them $5 an hour with no benefits, but you're paying 60 and 70 and 80,000 workers $5 an hour. Do the math for 24 hours a day. They're probably running those warehouses 24 hours a day. So you're paying $5 an hour, 80,000. You're paying $5 an hour, 80,000 times 24 hours a day. How much money is that for 20, 30 years? You done made the Chinese multi-trillionaires. That's why we're having problems out of them. That's why we have problems with the Chinese, because we built the country up, and now that they have all the wealth, they done built their country up. Now their country look better than America. They done took all that money, bought all our steel, and built their country from the ground up. Now we having problems out there because they're getting to a point where they really don't need us anymore. China don't need American business really like that anymore. American business is probably a small fraction of China income, and we still owe them. Exactly. It doesn't make sense. If you look at the American debt, I think they said something about America owe like 50 trillion. Probably over half of that is to China, if not all of it. China owns some of the states in the United States. That's what people don't understand. We sitting back being racist and feeling like some type of way against a different race, but at the end of the day, you probably living in a country that's owned by the Chinese. You're probably living in a country that's owned by Chinese. You're probably working for a company that you've been at for years and years and years. If you go in that management and ask them who owns this company, they probably tell you Shanghai. Some Chinese own that business, and you've been there giving your blood, sweat, and tears, an American and probably racist to the heart, but you've been working for Chinese for 20 years, feeding your family. And ain't nothing you can do about it. What can you do? You could be that one person, oh no, I'm not working for the Chinese, I am not doing it, and you go home. Guess what? Your rent not gonna get paid. Everybody else gonna show up to work. You know what I'm saying? It's the Aaron Neal Show, man. Make sure you like the channel before you head out. We've been going live for about an hour and 7 minutes, man. We definitely gonna pull off this live. I appreciate you guys for watching the channel. Make sure when I go live, you guys check me out. I'm gonna ramble on for an hour every time I go on live. I'm definitely gonna go live tomorrow, and I'm going to do my little research and try to have a topic for you guys so we can ramble on and talk what we're gonna talk. And you guys will get to know me better. I'm definitely going to speak my mind, tell you how I feel. When you leave a comment at the bottom, I'm definitely going to interact with you. You don't have no problem. You're not going to have a problem with that. As long as you're not getting on here, doing too much, trying to troll or whatever you're doing, I'm definitely going to interact with you. I appreciate you guys for watching my live. I'm out, and I'll see you guys next time. Aaron Neal Show, like, comment, subscribe. Good night, Dan. I appreciate you, big dog.